breaking AEW and TNA news, and as I was posting my last video discussing Omega Swerve 2, I had to edit out my segment on the upcoming, well, what was supposed to be upcoming, MJF versus Nic Nemeth at Creative Pro in May. So are we seeing a shift in pro and indie wrestling for 2026 in terms of exclusivity and branding? This also answers my question now as to why Carlos Silva was getting boos on the Rebellion pre-show.
Hey, great to see you, Tom. Good to see everybody. Good to see you here in Cleveland.
Carlos, just a few days ago, we announced the remainder of our 2026 event.
So Busted Open fans witnessed the last few weeks of heat really build between Nemeth and MJF, organically creating hype in 2026. Nemeth criticized MJF's recent promo abilities. MJF flips out, and capitalizing on WrestleMania season, the match is set and confirmed by Bryan Myers. AEW Talent Development Executive and also Myers' business partner, Pat Buck, issued a statement on TNA's decision. There are rumors who made the final decision, some saying WWE, and some saying Carlos Silva himself, who allegedly was not fond of AEW Collision running opposite of Impact that was due to NCAA TV. Buck gave a lengthy statement on the situation to PW Insider, and I'll just summarize, but he stated, quote, Carlos Silva forced a change to the main event of our Creative Pro show 3 weeks out after it was already approved and promoted. Creative Pro is a training school with a promotion focused on developing talent while running consistent live events. Live events are a necessary training tool, and they are disappearing, even at the highest levels, because they are not as cost effective and the money is in television. In a direct way, we are providing a service for your talent to make money and keep their skills sharp. Do you not see that? We train wrestlers for wrestling companies, and now a wrestling company has stepped in and hurt another wrestling company that helps wrestlers get to wrestling companies. I'm annoyed, as it's hard to ignore how unnecessary and honestly how cringe this situation is. Creative Pro isn't a competing media company. It's a training ground that built its own platform to develop talent. No TV deal, no streaming. Creative Pro has been a pipeline and a support system to just about every major company in wrestling. Most people know that, unless you ask the WWE ID program. Then we apparently don't exist. And it looks like this isn't the only match that has been pulled. Moose was pulled from MLP Multiverse, and the Ricochet Leon Slater match was also squashed. TNA President Carlos Silva told Fightful that they pulled wrestlers from some shows due to partner conflicts. Per PW Insider's Mike Johnson, he states that there's been recent rumblings that TNA has had a change of heart about letting their talents in the ring with talents contracted to other companies. MJF responded to the cancellation. He stated, Nic Nemeth and TNA are afraid of the AEW World Champion. Shame Carlos doesn't care about the fans or his roster getting paid. I'll still be there. AEW top talent Will Ospreay also chimed in when asked his thoughts on the situation. Quote, I do think it is a shame that he sees his talent as less than with the AEW talent, because he's got to try and build up your guys and just allow them to be wrestling other people, because that's how you're going to influence a new generation. For example, I was the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion, and I wrestled with Pete Dunne, who was the WWE UK Champion at the time. We still managed to give the fans what they wanted. I think that's the thing that annoys me the most about it.
Let's talk about TNA and the fact that they are pulling young talent off of shows when they're barely paying them any money whatsoever and telling them, hey, you can't wrestle because there's a guy from another promotion that's wrestling on this show. Does that help young talent grow? Does that help young talent become better inside the squared circle? Moreover, does that help young talent put food on their plate and on their table so they can eat? What Carlos Silva is doing is disgusting, and if anybody supports him or that company at this point, it is very hard for me to wrap my head around. Now, let's also talk about the fact that Nic Nemeth is completely terrified of me, and all of this, in my opinion, is just some blatant, weird conspiracy and excuse, because he knows if he gets inside that squared circle with me, he's done for.
So what are your thoughts on the WWE, TNA, AEW situation? Let us know in the comments below.